Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show. Powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking for a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support at sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with a wonderful lady who is a 15-year-old powerhouse singer, musician, actor, and dancer. And not only she plays guitar, piano, cello, bass, guitar, and ukulele, and very, very multi-talented. Not only she does music, she was a competitive gymnast for 5 years, making it to the New Jersey State Championships. And of course, it all started singing as well, too. She also appeared in over 800 performances, prior to, graduating from Horace, and featured in a couple of musicals. And she's also in a movie as well, too, that just came out with great reviews. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in beautiful Trenton, New Jersey. Ladies and gentlemen, the 15-year-old, soon-to-be superstar and powerhouse, Gianna Harris. Gianna, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's so great to have you on. We heard a lot of great things about you. Basically, you're a singer, actress, musician. You play guitar, piano, cello, bass guitar, and the ukulele, one of my favorites. You're also a competitive gymnast for 5 years, making it to New Jersey State Championships. And also, you've been featured in Andrew Lloyd Webber's School of Rock, the musical. And also, you've been in writing and working in theater, Sesame Street, the Old Clocks, and also on Good Morning America, and also the 70 Tonys as well, too. And you're also passionate about some issues as well, too. So you're not just a singer and actress. You're just multi-talented all across the board. And before we get into all that, tell us how you first got started.
Yeah, when I was really young, I used to watch a lot of movies and TV shows that had to do with singing and dancing and acting and just being a performer. There were so many shows out when I was a kid. And it kind of influenced me wanting to be a performer once I realized that was like a thing I could do. I never knew I could do that. I could be, a singer. So once I realized that, I was about 9, I asked my parents for my first vocal lesson.
Oh, wow. Amazing. And of course, before that, you also asked for a karaoke machine or a karaoke machine. So tell us a little bit about that. And maybe you asked for something about 765, but we're not going to go that far. So I'd rather hear about your 8th birthday gift. Maybe I'll influence my boys.
Yeah, definitely. I was like, I want to sing. And it was for a while. I was like, I want to try singing. And they were like, okay, we'll get her a karaoke machine just to settle her down with the singing before they actually into singing lessons. And they gave me, the Wii, like the game thing. There were games that were like singing games, and I'd always do them. I was constantly playing them and always on the karaoke machine. And finally, I convinced them when I was 9 to let me take actual singing lessons.
I remember the Wii because my boys and my kids just play that constantly. It's on 24/7. And of course, you had that handheld thing, whack, 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 just all across the board every time I walk in, whack, whack. You made me miss. I was like, no, you got to wait until we get through. There is a pause button. So I remember the Wii very well. And also I was just going to ask as well, too, who are some of your favorite artists and musicians and singers growing up?
Growing up, I didn't really listen to a lot of music growing up. I remember listening to a lot of my parents' music, which was a lot of hip hop and R&B. So Rihanna, Beyonce, Jay-Z, 50 Cent, a bunch of rappers, and Alicia Keys. Alicia Keys has been one of my favorites forever. But I think Alicia Keys is probably on the top of my favorite artist that I used to listen to when I was younger.
And what would you say what was that one moment that precisely influenced you into what you're doing today? What was that one special moment for you?
I remember we went to go see Matilda on Broadway, and I was like, whoa, there are kids doing performing. And I was like, wait, I want to do that. So that was definitely my whoa moment.
That sounds very exciting. And what are some of your other favorite musicals and movies growing up?
Growing up, I still am. Alice in Wonderland, one of my favorites. Finding Nemo has always been one of my favorites. What else? Those are my two favorites. Finding Nemo and Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, one of my favorites in Finding Nemo was Dorothy, where it's like you say, "Hi, I'm Dorothy," and what's that again? Very short attention span. Oh my gosh, that is amazing. And of course, you're also in a movie yourself as well, too. We'll talk more about that. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Look at a professional website without breaking your budget. Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here with the very multi-talented Gianna Harris here on the Mike Wagner Show. We'll be talking about her role as Emma in Mighty Oak, which has gotten rave reviews. It's been out for about a couple of months. Before we talk about that, you've also been a very competitive gymnast for about 5 years, making it to the New Jersey State Championships. And tell us about your ventures being a gymnast.
Yeah, I was a gymnast for 5 years. I started when I was 5. I stopped when I was about 10. My parents put me into gymnastics because I have a very athletic family, and they saw that I was really strong and stuff like that. So they were like, let's put her in gymnastics, and if she likes it, she'll stay in it. If she doesn't, we'll take her out. So I kept going, and I went to I changed gyms at the start. And the reason I changed gyms is because I started to realize I wanted to do competitive gymnastics, not just for fun. So then when I was about 6, 7, I really started to compete and start to train to compete in different levels. Yeah, I mean, it was my life for 5 years. That's all I did was gymnastics. So yeah, that's what I remember from my childhood the most was gymnastics.
And do you remember who your favorite gymnasts were?
Oh, yeah. Gabby Douglas was my favorite gymnast.
Oh, very nice. And of course, you make it from being a gymnast, and you get on stage as well too. You get to the Apollo, and you also do a little bit of singing, and maybe you can also sing a little bit for us before we talk about your movie as well. I just love to hear you sing.
Yeah. Hold on. Give me 1 second, and I'll pull something up so I can sing for you guys.
Okay.
Sorry, there's an ad.
That's okay. We're freeform here.
I remember when I lost my mind. There was something so pleasant about that face. Even your emotions have an echo in so much space. When you're out there without care, yeah, I was out of touch. But it wasn't because I didn't know enough. I just knew too much. 'Cause that makes Does that make me crazy? Possibly.
That is fantastic. I love your version of that song. That is just great. Very good. Yeah, you also worked in 800 performances prior to graduating from Horace. You also been featured in Andrew Lloyd Webber's School of Rock, the musical. Tell us more about that one.
Yeah, I was in School of Rock when I booked School of Rock when I was about 11, and I stayed in the Broadway show for about a year and a half. And, it was a really great time. It's what kind of kickstarted my entire career. I'd never done any acting before, so it was kind of threw me into the whole acting thing, and also dancing. I didn't do much dancing, but, School of Rock really threw me into learning how to act and dance kind of on the spot. Yeah, and then after a year and a half, I graduated Horace Green, and I went to the tour for School of Rock, the first national tour.
Oh, that is amazing. What was it like being on tour and working with some of the cast members, especially with School of Rock? What was that experience like for you?
Touring was definitely a different experience than the Broadway show because, we're traveling. And I think that it was almost more fun because I got to see different areas and not just going to the same building every day. We got to experience different theaters, and then also just experiencing different crowds of people and how they react to certain things in different parts of the country, and just also seeing how other people live in different parts of the country.
And what was your favorite city?
My favorite city.
Sure.
I really liked Chicago. And there were a lot of great cities. I feel like we really made the most of each city, but the ones that I remember the most, having the most fun in, was Chicago and Cincinnati.
Very nice. I love those areas. And did you get to see the movie itself starring Jack Black, School of Rock?
Yeah, I used to watch it right before I booked it because I was like, let me learn up about the show. So I watched it a bunch, but I don't think I've watched it in a while.
Oh, really? Okay. I just want to see how it compared to the musical to the movie, but it sounds like you had great time as well, too, and also led you up to the movie Mighty Oak. We'll talk more about that. But first, listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget? Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@SonicWebStudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show. Get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level. Also, the Mike Wagner Show can be heard on the MikeWagnerShow.com. You can check our Facebook page at Facebook.com/The Mike Wagner Show. You can download and listen on Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also on Anchor FM, Radio Public, iTunes, Google Play, and over 25 podcast platforms. Take the Mike Wagner Show with you on any mobile device. Subscribe to the Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Also follow the Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. We're here, singer, actress, the multi-talented Gianna Harris here on the Mike Wagner Show, and we're here to talk about the movie Mighty Oak, and you starred Emma as well, too. And tell us more about the movie Mighty Oak.
Yeah, it's a really great movie. It's about, recovery from losing a loved one and, friendship and chosen family. And it's a really great movie for, all ages, family, friends. Yeah, it's really touching and really moving. I play Emma Biggs, who is Oak, who is the main character's best friend. Emma's really kind and supportive and caring of and loving for Oak and just everyone that she knows. She also is DB, who runs the restaurant Lestat's, which is a very big, place that they sit at, his daughter. So, she's been in this family for so long, and she loves everyone. She cares for everyone. But Oak is like the new kid, and, she really sticks up for him, and, she fights off bullies for him, makes sure that he knows what he's getting into before he just steps into it. So she just really cares for him and wants the best for him at all times.
And what drew you to your character?
just how compassionate she was and how willing she was to protect Oak at all costs.
Hmm. And what was it like working with your castmates as well, too, in the movie?
Oh, they were so amazing. Everyone was so sweet. And, we had an amazing time on set. We're always laughing, joking around, having a bunch of fun. So, yeah, it was really cool. And then also meeting, like, a lot of them were people that I used to watch growing up.
Uh-huh.
Like, a lot of the castmates were people that I used to watch when I was a child and be like, oh, they're really cool. They get to do what I want to do. So,
So what was it like working with them that you watched compared to actually watching them? It's like, what was it like working with them?
it was really cool to see how they worked because I'd watch all their shows and be like, oh my gosh, they're so cool. And then being able to work alongside them and, work together was really cool to get to not be on the other side of the screen, be on the same side of the screen with them.
Hmm. And what would you say what was your favorite moment on the set?
Favorite moment on set. There were really great moments, just talking with the crew. I love the crew. I miss them all so much, and I haven't talked to them since we filmed, and I miss them all so much. Talking to the crew, the castmates, but my favorite thing that happened was actually one of the scenes. I get to pretend to pierce Oak's ear, and it was really weird.
Here's Oak's ear.
Yeah.
Hmm. I don't know if I want mine here, to be honest with you. So I think we'll have to talk more about that. But yeah, I guess so. By the way, for those pinging, we're not taking phone calls, by the way. And what was your favorite scene on the movie set, or in the movie, I should say?
My favorite scene is at the end when the story comes full close. It really, you guys have to go watch it, but once you watch it, you'll understand what I say by it comes to a complete closed circle at the very end, and just the scenes with all of us together with just you can feel the love within the scene, and it's my favorite.
And it sounds like it too. And how's acting in a feature film different than starring in a Broadway musical?
Oh, they're so different because in Broadway you have to be like big and theatrical and you got to make these crazy facial expressions and you have to do everything huge. But on film, it's kind of you have to be natural. You can't be making crazy faces. You have to keep it realistic because the camera can pick up the slightest of things. So,
Hmm. And what would you say be easier for you, being on Broadway or being in a feature film? What do you think would be easier for you?
oh, I don't think any of them are easy. They're all really hard. I mean, they're all their own. I guess you can consider them the same craft, but they're really different, and it takes a lot of practice to be good at both of them. And I'm definitely not the best at either of them.
Uh,
But I don't think either one is easier than the other. They're just equally as hard and take equally as much time.
and where we're going to find the movie Mighty Oak at?
You can find it on a bunch of places like Amazon Prime, iTunes, I think Redbox, just a bunch of places. You can find it on the website at the Mighty Oak. If you go on the website, it should be a list of all the places you can get it.
That sounds fantastic. And a couple more.
You can find it on DVD soon. They just dropped DVDs.
Oh, DVDs. Okay. All right. I knew you were going to say something. I'm like, oh, we got a special announcement here. We're here with singer and actress, the multi-talented Gianna Harris here on the Mike Wagner Show. And of course, you also do a couple of things off the set and off the stage that you're not just a singer and actress, but you're also passionate about mental health and the LGBTQ equality movement. And tell us about those two. And if you have any other passions or any other stories, or other causes you want to talk about, feel free to do so.
Yeah, I've struggled with mental health. When I was younger, my mom got pregnant with my little brother, and she had preeclampsia, and it was very serious, and we could have lost her, and it gave me really bad separation anxiety. I wouldn't eat. I was getting dangerously skinny. It affected my life. My stomach always hurt. I always just didn't feel good. I never wanted to do anything besides like lay in my bed and be with my mom. So it really affected me for a really long time, and it still affects me now. Um, yeah, we have to take away the stigma from mental health. It's really important. It's just like your physical health. When you go to it should be normalized to go to therapy, to talk to people and be like, hey, I'm not doing the best right now. And just the stigma around it is really bad. And then also LGBTQ plus community. I have lots of friends and I have family members that are in it. So I support it, and it's a community where they can spread their own issues within it, and talk to each other about it and be like, these are my issues, and then also have people like-minded that understand them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then also Black Lives Matter. I am Black. Most of my family is Black, so I am a strong supporter for Black Lives Matter.
Okay, and how can people reach out and support the causes?
Sign petitions. You can go on. There's plenty of websites you can find to sign petitions and to help out, give money, do whatever. Vote.
Yes, that is very important. That's an American right. And lastly, about mental health and how can people get help?
There are so many hotlines if you ever need help. Reach out to friends and family that are going to help and willing to listen. And it always gets better. Always remember that.
Mm-hmm. That is very fantastic. Once again, the multi-talented Gianna Harris here on the Mike Wagner Show. A few more things here before we go. You've been fantastic. Love to have you back on. And what can we expect from you in 2021 and beyond, Gianna?
Right now, I've been working on songwriting and becoming an artist. I'm currently in a girls group called Enjoy the Journey.
Nice.
Yeah, we're an all-black soul R&B group. Yeah, so that's what I've been working on recently.
And what kind of sound do you describe Enjoy the Journey, and who are some of the influences group-wise that make up the sound of Enjoy the Journey?
Destiny's Child, SWV, In Vogue, stuff like that.
Okay. And when can we expect your first release?
We're not sure yet. We're hoping soon, but it's been really difficult with everything going on right now.
Right. Okay. And then we'll look forward to that. And lastly, besides your singing project in 2021, who do you consider biggest influences in your career?
Biggest influence in my career? A lot of people. I take a lot of my, inspiration for characters, a lot from Gina Rodriguez. She plays a lot of, independent, strong women, and that's what I aspire to be as just myself, and also like to put into my characters. I feel like that's a really good trait to have. So I take a lot of my inspiration from her. Artist-wise, I love this artist. His name is Youngblood. And he's about individuality and, loving yourself for who you are and having a community of people that will love you for who you are.
Mm-hmm. And that's very important to have, too, especially in times like these. And what's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Yes, you are enough, and you always will be enough.
And that's well said. Once again, Gianna Harris, multi-talented singer, songwriter, actress here on the Mike Wagner Show. Gianna, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Once again, tell us about your upcoming projects, what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people check you out, and where can people check out Mighty Oak?
You can go on the Mighty Oak website at The Mighty Oak. You can go on Instagram at The Mighty Oak. All of the information will be right there for you, really simple. You can go find it on Amazon. They just released DVDs, Redbox. And you can find me at The Gianna Harris on Instagram and all of the other platforms.
Mm-hmm. That is fantastic. Once again, Gianna, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Looking forward to having you again soon. Do us a favor, keep us up to date. Love you have back on in 2021 and beyond. You've been great. Just keep in touch.
Thank you.